What's up, everybody? Welcome to the trade room where we don't focus on the money. We focus on the percentages, the how, and the bigger picture. And today we are here to talk about the three-headed monster that is XRP, the asset, XRP Ledger, the ecosystem, and then Ripple Labs. Yes, Morpheus himself, Ripple Labs, the company. All right. And I am here to paint a picture. I'm here to paint a picture for you guys. And in order for me to paint that picture, I have to explain what the combination of these three-headed monsters does because the proclamation is that XRP, the proclamation is that XRP could be sitting at 30 to $100 within the next couple of years. And how do we go about getting there? Now, there's one important thing that you need to know. Even if you don't know what cryptocurrency is or you don't have a deep understanding of the ecosystem and where it's going, there's one important thing that you need to know. The payments and transformation with the ISO 222. The ISO 222 is the new global standard for payments data interchange across the financial services world. It establishes a common language and model for rich data across the payments value chain and will transform traditional non-standardized payments message structures to a globally standardized and unified format. Literally, the way the payment system is set up is about to change. What's been going on is that the old system is way, way back and technology is way, way ahead. So, how does the three-headed monster play a part in what the change that's coming? And so, before we do that, let's take a quick look at the current crypto market structure. Right now, our market cap is about $1.3 trillion. Over the last 6 months, we've been over the last 4 months or so, we've been in a little bit of a downtrend. Some say it's a bear market, some say it's a bull market. I don't think that this is a bear market. And for where my investment is, my investment in comparison to all the other assets here, your Bitcoin that sits at $31,000, your Ethereum that sits a little bit under $2,000, is that my investment has yet to mature. It has yet to hit its all-time high even within this cycle. And do I believe that it's going to hit its all time high? Well, simply put, there's never been a time where XRP has not hit its all time high. And the all time high we can see here happened January 2018, and this says 340, but 380 is also we'll say that on some exchanges, but it has yet to hit its all-time high. And we'll look at the charts a little later, but I just want to give some kind of perspective on the price where it's at. The max supply is 100 billion. The circulating supply is 46 billion. Ripple Labs, which is the third of the three-headed monster, we'll talk about how they were gifted 50 some odd billion XRP, and kind of just how that works from there. But let's talk about the first three-headed monster, the first of the three-headed monsters, and that is XRP. And think of it as a digital asset, a digital tool, because it is a tool. Let's paint that picture here. It is a tool. It's not just a cryptocurrency that has value to it. It is a tool. It is a tool used for B2B payments. It is a tool used as a bridge currency. It is a tool used as a store of value. It is a tool used as a medium of exchange, just like Bitcoin. It is a tool that can source global liquidity. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But one of the most important things here is instant cross-border settlements. One of the tools of this tool is instant cross-border settlements. And what do I mean by that? Quick story. When you go to your favorite restaurant, when you go to your favorite place and you use your card, or let's say more advanced, you use your phone to make the payment, your favorite restaurant does not get that payment instantaneously. This payment, which is data, has to go through a bunch of messaging systems and is passed over, and God forbid that the bank is actually closed on Friday, no clearinghouse is open for that payment to go through to be cleared on the other end. And so, if you ever get an overdraft because you bought something over the weekend, or, it takes Monday to Tuesday for you to actually see what's reflected in your bank account, that is what's happening. It is not settling. A settlement transaction on a statement, which is hardly seen, is when a bank takes the funds and makes the adjustments immediately. There is no waiting for transactions that are settled. The funds are taken from the first bank and immediately put into the second bank's account. So that is settlement. Okay. So we talked about the tool and all the use cases of it. I will do further videos on cryptocurrency, and blockchain and the internet and cryptography and how we got where we got today with Bitcoin and Satoshi Nakamoto. But right now, I'm just simply painting a picture for you of how XRP gets to 30 to $100. So let's talk about the XRP ledger, okay? Because that's the second of the three-headed monster. The XRP ledger is a decentralized public blockchain. Anyone can connect their computer to the peer-to-peer network that manages the ledger. The global XRP ledger community, a diverse set of software engineers, server operators, users, and businesses, maintains the ledger. It is decentralized. People that don't really know what they're talking about consistently say that XRP is centralized just because Ripple Labs holds a majority of the XRP digital asset. It was gifted to them. It was gifted to them when it was made. And they are set on smart contracts. Okay. It's not like Ripple can just grab them up and just do whatever they want. They are set on smart contracts to be used for the purpose of utility. And so, that's just one thing we need to understand about the ledger. And a quick little bit of information about the ledger, which is the ecosystem. Okay, you have XRP, the tool, and then you have XRP Ledger, the ecosystem. What needs to happen for the price to grow? Well, the ecosystem needs to be used. The ecosystem needs to be adopted. Adopted by who? Well, adopted by banks, adopted by institutions, adopted by government agencies, and we'll talk more about that. But the ledger close time is 3.2 seconds, and the network fees are dirt cheap, tenth on the penny. I've been in business about 17 years, and quite frankly, yes, you can have the best product and all that. You need to have that, but also to serve the grander purpose, to serve the greater population. If it's fast and it's cheap, adoption, organic adoption is going to happen. So that's the XRP Ledger. Okay. Now, the XRP Ledger has already done over $1 trillion in transactions. Over $1 trillion in transactions. And the funny thing that we look at, and we'll go back to Coin Greco here, is that the entire market cap of the whole cryptocurrency space is $1.3 trillion. And the XRP ledger has already done over $1 trillion in transfers and transactions. So that just gives you a little bit of perspective there. Now, again, we are painting a picture. Stay with me here. Now we have the third of the three-headed monster, which is Ripple Labs. There is a big difference between the XRP ledger and Ripple Labs. And Ripple Labs is just a company. Okay, they're a San Francisco company. They're valued at over $10 billion. Okay, their key technologies are blockchain, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and machine learning. Point blank, period. They are a financial technology company. They solve problems, and we'll talk about problem solving a little down the line. They solve financial technology problems. Okay, they're one of the leaders in solving these problems. Actually, CNBC rated them as one of the top 50 disruptor companies in the world. Now, let's look more into this company. Okay, now Ripple Labs, they have financial products. We've already established that they are a fintech company, and one of their financial products is RippleNet. Okay, the financial network of the future, easily run high performance global payments business. And so if you are a business, not me and you, not Joe Schmo and Mo Schmo, but businesses, billion-dollar businesses, million-dollar businesses, trillion-dollar businesses, run global payments. And so, who are their partners? Well, we have hundreds of financial institutions on RippleNet. You know, some are partners like Bank of America, who have patents running with Ripple. American Express. If you've ever tried to get a car or finance a car, you definitely know who Santander is, who's one of the biggest banks in Europe. SBI, one of the biggest banks in Europe, but SBI Remit, who deals with remittances, and there are over $600 billion in remittances on a year-to-year basis. Actually, 10% of the remittances that run between Mexico and the United States comes through RippleNet. Okay, it's important for us to understand that this one financial product is across 55 countries and 120 currency pairs, and it keeps growing. And we can see Santander here has done over $450 million of transactions via RippleNet. But the important thing that we need to look at is the ISO 222. And the ISO 222 came up earlier in this breakdown. We already have established that is the international global standard for payments. Okay, let's go back to this year. And so, why does a company like Ripple, why does a company like Ripple have this here evolve to meet the new global standards? Well, let's just do some reading if you can bear with me. And I hope so far that you guys have been able to stay with me. I know I'm talking kind of fast. I have a lot to cover. I will have featured videos breaking down some of the things that I may have gone over or haven't gotten over, but the world is converging to a new global standard for modern cross-border payments, the ISO 222. To help enable the next step in global interoperability, let's pay attention to this word right here. It's going to come back up and meet the evolving needs of our customers. Ripple is now part of the ISO 220 standards body, the first member focused on distributed ledger technology. What does that sound like? It sounds like the XRP Ledger, the ecosystem, possibly for the new standard of modern global cross border payments. And so let's see what else Ripple has to say about the ISO 222 and their involvement in it. Stay with me here. The International Standards Organization established a universal standard, ISO 222, in 2004 to bring legacy payment infrastructures to the modern world and help enable global interoperability and improve customer experience. The ISO 222 is steadily becoming the global standard of the world's cross border payments flows. Ripple has been a leader in the shift, and our network, RippleNet, has been aligned with the ISO 222 standard from the start, ladies and gentlemen. From the start, ladies and gentlemen, has been aligned, ladies and gentlemen. So let's dig a little deeper into the ISO 222, right? Because you're not just going to tell me on your website, and I'm not going to look into it, and I'm not going to go and find what the standard is for payments, securities, trade services, cards, FX, Forex, right? And so you go in there and I find me a handy dandy document here that says real time payments. Real time payments. What does this sound like here? It sounds like instant cross border settlements, right? We need it to be real time. And so the Global Corporation for Interoperability, we see that word again. All right. The ecosystem and the tool and the company behind it allows us to put together financial technology products that allow interoperability, which is exactly what the ISO 222 standards it's meant for. And so when we come down here, we see a diagram like this. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, but the overlay of services is the payer, the interbank messaging, again, the movement of value, the transfer of value, the payee, and what do we have here? Settlement. Settlement. Now it says optional. It says optional, but when you point blank have the type of technology that you have, optional becomes the most convenient after a while. All right. And so you can go and do this research on your own. You can find what the ISO is. You can see when this change is about to be happening. And it was supposed to be released in 2020, but due to the C19, it's been pushed back a little bit. But I have a feeling the testing, or what you would say in crypto, the test nets on these systems have been running. And so you would ask yourself, hey, okay, if you're saying all these great things about XRP and the ecosystem and Ripple Labs and the trilogy, the Matrix trilogy, if all that is happening, why does this thing still sit at 58 cents? Why hasn't it gone up to the $30, to the $100 that you speak of? Well, we need adoption, right? We need this ecosystem to be used. And the ISO 222 is going to present a good opportunity for that to happen, for the adoption to happen. But we have silly things like this going on. And when I say silly, I mean absolutely silly, absolutely befuddled by this. And let me just read this. SEC charges Ripple and two executives with conducting a $1.3 billion unregistered security offering. Okay, so the SEC is suing. Okay, they're suing Ripple, not only Ripple Labs for the security sellings, but they're suing the two CEOs of the company. I personally think this is horseshit. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. What's clear is that the head of the SEC dropped this lawsuit one day before he left, and now works for a company that's associated to, I don't know, Bitcoin or Ethereum in some way. But what's even worse as well is an SEC director met with a leader, an Ethereum founder, a week before he stood on stage and gave a speech about the future sales of Ethereum not being securities. But meanwhile, you guys want to come and sue Ripple Labs for some just it's just blasphemous at the end of the day. And what's happening, and what I'm liking to see is that the public is starting to see what's going on, and it's seeping its way into media. Forbes, we need a Ripple test to stop the SEC's overreach on cryptocurrency. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. A little bit of update in the current court case and what's going on. The same director that I said met with somebody in the Ethereum Foundation a week before he gave a speech about Ethereum has been deposed. He has to come and he has to sit in front of some Ripple lawyers and answer a few questions about some of the shady stuff that they've been doing. But what this kind of does in general is it shows you that the momentum of the court case is moving in Ripple's favor. If you've been invested in XRP or just know what's going on, and I'm not a lawyer, but this guy's a lawyer. James K. Fillon is a lawyer. Jeremy Hogan is a lawyer, and they deem that things are looking pretty good for Ripple and the settlement of the case. And what we expect after a settlement, and history shows it, is at least within the first 180 days, 2,000 to 3,000% rise. Shout out to my guys from Cheeky Crypto for being able to provide and go do a deep dive on that information. And so forget about the court case, right? We are talking about the three-headed monster, okay? And how XRP gets to 30 to $100 with greater adoption. Okay, I don't put a timestamp on it. I don't care about my investment and how quickly it goes up. I just care that it goes up. And so, what we're going to look at here is a tweet from Bank XRP. World Economic Forum mentions the XRP Ledger, Algorand, Cardano, Celo, Solana, and Stellar Lumen. Now, the World Economic Forum, we're gonna see who they actually are, but they released what they call, an article, a guide to getting started, Global Future Council on Cryptocurrency. This was just in June. All right, it was a paper, a research paper written by them, and what they state here is scalability is a comparative term within blockchain technology, most notably for assessing throughput. Throughput approximates the number of transactions that can be processed per second. However, with many new and innovative blockchain technologies and underlying protocols, throughput is just one factor to consider in assessing the overall scalability of the network. Listen, they're literally telling you, they're literally telling you that scalability is important when these powers that be look at cryptocurrency, look at possibly allowing adoption in the world, and transactions per second is important. Okay, where does transactions per second come into play here? This is where transactions per second come into play here. And with XRP, the transactions per second, it says 1500, but it's really scalable to as high as it can possibly go. But when we get back here, Algorand, which I invest in, is here. Cardano, which I invest in, is here. CeeLo, I don't invest in. And then we have XRP Ledger. Now, I invest in Stellar as well as Solana, but they give the information here. This is what they say. The XRP Ledger, a global open source public blockchain that focuses on payments as a use case, XRP boast 1,500 transactions per second at the cost of 0.0003 per transaction and settles in 3 seconds. The following resources are available to learn more about scalability on the XRP Ledger. So the World Economic Forum is telling us this. And so you may ask, well, who the hell is the World Economic Forum? And the World Economic Forum engages in the foremost political, business, cultural, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. Basically, they run shit. Okay. They run shit. Okay. Okay. World Economic Forum. Our partners, let's pay close attention to this paragraph here. Let's pay close attention to this. World Economic Forum partners are leading global companies developing solutions to the world's greatest challenges. They are the driving force behind the forum's programs. Oh my freaking goodness. We spoke about Ripple Labs and them being a financial technology company already valued at over $10 billion. Okay. And these partners who run the world, the World Economic Forum, the ISO 222, are partnered are partnered to help make solutions. And they are telling you that this is the technology that we are currently looking at. It is not about the price. It's not about the price. It's about the protocols and the technologies. And so let's take a quick look at the World Economic Forum and who their partners are. Okay, we can see Amazon Web Services. All right, let's see who they have. Let me go right here. Partners. You see Alibaba. You see the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You see Bank of America, Barclays. Let's go to more things. Salesforce. I mean, come on, Strategic Association, Amazon Web Services. I mean, I can go on for days. Google. I can go on for days. And so if these individuals are telling you, hey guys, we see the technology coming and quite honestly, this is what we're looking at. I mean, gee golly, what else do you have to see? Well, I'll show you more. Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching CBDCs. Again, we said the tool that has all these use cases, the ecosystem, the protocol, the technology, the distributed ledger, and the company running behind it. I don't invest in anything unless I see who the hell the CEO is, what the hell the company is. And the CEO and Ripple Labs, man, first of all, the technology they have is meant to make the world better. Okay, I like to invest in things that are meant to make the world better. But when you look at them piloting private ledgers for central bank CDCs. And then we see the central banks. We see at least 80 central banks around the world. And this is a tweet by Gold Telegraph. We see 80 central banks around the world are looking at digital currencies. It is coming regardless of if you like it or not. Christine Lagarde. And I'll do a further video about CBDCs and all that information. But real quick on the ISO 222, again, it was supposed to be launched in May of 2020 for phase one, but that got pushed back a little bit. But I'm telling you, it is right around the corner. We are looking at late 2022, 2023. So my objective is to stack as much XRP as I possibly can until that happens, until the adoption happens. And I don't mind doing that because I'm a long-term investor, not a quick hit Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, one of the last things I'll show you before we look at the chart, for me to just visually show you what is possible on the chart. The one last thing we're going to look at is comparing the world's money markets. And so when we talk about, and this came out in May of 2020, when we talk about the tool, which is XRP, when we talk about the ecosystem, which is XRP Ledger, and when we talk about the company, the financial technology company, which is Ripple, and we talk about being able to have instant cross-border settlements, but also being able to just build, and put anything as an asset paired on the XRP Ledger, we had to look at what is possible. We have to look at how much money is actually possibly in the world because Bitcoin is at $31 because of a little bit of the scarcity and because of the store of value. There's only 20 billion or 21 billion Bitcoin. So the more you buy, the less supply and demand, game theory, that whole thing, people are going to buy, right? Because you don't want to miss out. And so what does all the world's money look like? Let's say each square is 1 billion, right? Then silver is one square, which silver is 43 billion. I think it's a little higher. It might be around like 55, 60 billion. So just, you got to take these and kind of reference. Now, cryptocurrency, when this article came out, was $244 billion. We know today cryptocurrency market cap sits at $1.3 trillion. But this is all for perspective for how many things, how many assets can be liquidated, can be transferred instantaneously, can be put as assets via the XRP ledger, and can allow the interoperability through something like the interledger where, quants and everything comes in as well. Military spending. We're talking each square is trillion. Okay, military. Oh, we're talking each square is it's 100 billion. We're talking military spending. Okay, we're talking the billionaires, the gold, Fortune 500 companies, the stock market, all this value that can be moved around, money supply, global debt. Global debt gets moved around all the time. Global debt messaging gets moved around all the time. Global real estate, global wealth. Okay, we are talking quadrillions and quadrillions and quadrillions of money that moves around the world every single day in a messaging style. Okay, and we are talking about even fiat currencies, right? Even fiat currencies. There's 1 quadrillion fiat currencies around the world. So if central banks are deciding to go ahead and build their CBDCs on the XRP ledger, all those cheap transaction fees, they're gonna want to use a faster, cheaper tech. And so the final thing I'm gonna look at is, what's possible for the short term, because even though I am a long-term investor, we got to see what's possible for the short term because you do want to track your investment over time, right? And so we are currently looking here at an XRP chart. You don't have to be a chart expert. All I'm trying to show here is what's possible. So when XRP, its last bull run, and I'll go ahead and change my line style here. Its last bull run over here, it says it hit a high of 328. On other exchanges, you will see that it's at like 384. This is Webull that I'm using here. But what I want to show here is that currently we are in a little bit of a tight triangle here from hitting our all-time high in 2021 And in comparison to 2020, 2017 or 2018 here, we haven't even touched that all-time high. And the reason why I am showing this is because when you look at something like Ethereum, its all-time high in 2018 was around 1400. And let me change the line style here real quick. Its all-time high, was around 1400, and its all-time high where it got to this bull cycle was $4,300. And we can see here when we just draw this little horizontal line right here that not only did it have this down bearish period here, but it broke through, created this U. All you need to see is this U here, and then broke right through that and came right back down here. And what usually happens is when you have parabolic movement, and if let's say the bull cycle still remains as the bull cycle, then you would see it break the high, come up here, or just keep testing highs until it finally has to come back here and back test the high. Whether it comes all the way down, we don't know, but it's going to back test this before doing what? Moving on and creating all highs. So I do believe that Ethereum is going to make its new highs this bull run. And so when we look at XRP, and we say, okay, what is possible? Let's go back to Ethereum. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare. All right. We're going to compare XRP to Ethereum. Now, what this does here when you put the comparison on is that, yes, the price still remains, but what it does is it changes it to percentage. Percentage. So we can see here, Ethereum is the blue. So Ethereum's all time high percentage wise, it ran up to here. Okay. And we may even draw a trend line. I won't draw a trend line. And then again, that bottom, that bear market, that U shape, once it came up, it tested again the all-time high. Came down. If I zoom in, you can see it came down and then it broke through. Came down to test it again. Again, two back tests here. Came back to test it again. And it's probably doing a double back test of here or triple back test here, and then it broke all the way out. And it has surpassed its all-time high. XRP in a yellow when it ran to its all-time high, which looks like 32,000%. It came down in this bear market, hovered here, started that U shape, back test, started to bring it back again, back test, and it is currently being suppressed. It's currently being suppressed. Some would say by the SEC lawsuit, some would say by manipulation. It's being suppressed point blank, period. And so this gives you perspective, right? That XRP, if we're comparing XRP to the rest of the market, we're comparing XRP to the rest of the market. And we know that XRP has never missed a bull cycle. Never. Not in the last bull cycles. And XRP is what? XRP is always the last one to run, and it runs the hardest. Then we know that there is much, much, much more room if we are comparing it to some of our other assets. And so, one of the last things I'll do here before I wrap up with what the big picture is we will draw what are the possibilities for this bull cycle. And simply, what I would do is I will draw a fib retracement here. Okay, and with fib retracements, you want to swing high, all right, you want to swing low, and then we're going to go to a higher time frame here. I don't want to do that. We're going to go to a higher time frame here. I'm going to condense this a little bit here, and the fib retracements just show you kind of what's possible as you go along the line. I'm going to drag this down here. It looks like what we did was we came up and we tested the look at this here. Sorry guys. We came here and we tested the 786 fib retracement. We tested that and we got completely rejected that, and we came down here. And you can see we're still in this little tight triangle here. And I expect us to not only break through the 1.0 or the 0.0 fib retracement, but I expect us within this bull cycle, if we're following what we've done, and history does not repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme. We are currently being told by the Fed retracement that $8.37 is very, very possible. If what? If it maintains this current wave that it's on with a very bullish MACD and the RSI that's creating higher lows, that we are easily looking at $8.48 just off of the bull run in general. So that will give you a little perspective if you're asking yourself, is it a good time to get into XRP while it sits at 58 cents? If worst case scenario, $7 is the upside. I mean, that's just for you to decide. But I want to finish this video off with this little article here that says XRP was designed for $10,000. Now, some people may think I'm crazy or I'm over here shilling or I'm throwing crazy stuff out here, but if you listened and you stayed for this entire breakdown and you understand at least the picture that we're trying to paint here, you if you understand the picture we're trying to paint here, that the XRP, which is the tool, the XRP Ledger, which is the ecosystem, and Ripple Labs, the fintech company, and the services that are provided, and the partners that are currently happening, and the organizations that are backing, or partnered, or approving, or and all the money that's possibly out there that needs to be settled, and asseted, then I'll read this quick little script here. When XRP was created, it was designed to be a replacement for both institutional and retail financial systems in every market around the world. How do we know this? An examination of XRP is constructed makes this evident, of how XRP is constructed makes this evident. A somewhat famous quote from Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Britto provides a tantalizing clue. In 2017, he wrote XRP must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people. That's how many people we have. I think we have a little bit more actually. I think we're closer to 8 billion. And if it was to do so, okay, then it supports a $10,000 evaluation because XRP can do something called rippling, which is break XRP down to a bunch of little pieces. But big picture for here is, I believe that if the type of adoption that needs to happen and is already happening, because that's one of the questions, is it already happening? It's already happening. You're seeing it's already happening. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. Do not take anything I say in this video as financial advice. But the juggernauts, which is a three-headed monster, has given us time to invest in something that is going to be a part of the global change in the payment system. And with that, guys, again, like, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that I did not cover that you would like me to cover, because I am preparing to cover a bunch of stuff moving forward. Honest, let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you think I'm completely talking horse shit. And I will be bringing some more information on just crypto in general in the community. I will talk to you guys later. Guys, we know in the trade room, we just have discussions and we don't focus on the money. We focus on the percentages, the how, and the bigger picture. Peace. I will see you guys later.